Guys, that's it. I'm done with alcohol. Over the past 2 weeks, I've probably exceeded my usual limit for a lifetime. I decided to put my phone on airplane mode, take a leave of absence from work, and write about my experiences for the sake of my family. I hope sharing my story will bring me some relief. My wife and I have a 7-year age difference, which may not seem like much by modern standards. When we got married, I already had an education and a promising career, while Diana had dropped out of school, became pregnant, and stayed at home. We welcomed our beautiful daughter, Polinka, into the world, and I worked tirelessly to provide for my wife during her maternity leave, ensuring she had the opportunity to rest and take care of herself. We hired a domestic helper twice a week, and on weekends, a nanny took care of Polina. I spared no expense when it came to shopping and beauty treatments for my wife. This arrangement worked well while Polina was young. However, as Polina reached 2nd grade, Diana grew increasingly bored of staying home and lacked the experience and qualifications to find a job. In a somewhat misguided attempt to address this, I decided to hire her as a secretary in our company. By that time, I had worked my way up to a leadership position in my department, so it seemed like a reasonable solution. My wife quickly became the center of attention, making friends with everyone in the department, engaging in idle gossip during smoke breaks and lunchtime. She relished her new role, particularly as the organizer of team-building events and corporate celebrations. We work in a large logistics company with multiple offices in the city, and these events were quite common. I had no objections to her involvement. After all, she was part of the team and always by my side. Nothing untoward ever happened. One time, our boss organized a weekend trip to the countryside for the whole office. It was meant to be a fun camping getaway by the lake, especially with the hot weather. However, our department found ourselves drowning in work. Only a few lucky individuals, including my wife, managed to finish their tasks and go on the trip. I was relieved to not spend the weekend in the office, and in all honesty, I could have completed the work much faster without Diana's help. And so it happened. Friday night, I bid farewell to my wife as she left for a vacation with her team. By Saturday afternoon, I had finished all my work and decided to surprise her by joining her at the lake. Though I initially wanted to arrive in the morning, I felt it would be lonely to spend the night without her. As midnight approached, I reached the lake and was greeted by a dimly lit atmosphere and a hint of fog. Among the many branded tents adorned with the company logo, I managed to spot our small, unremarkable one. However, as I cautiously approached, I noticed another tent nearby that appeared more comfortable and simpler, occupied by my wife and a man. A mix of embarrassment and confusion washed over me, realizing I had stumbled upon an intimate moment. I quickly closed the entrance and silently walked away, not wanting to disrupt their private time. Attempting to find my wife among the numerous tents proved tiresome in the darkness. Overwhelmed, I decided to spoil the surprise and called her, only to be surprised by the ringtone emanating from the tent I had initially peered into. It was a familiar tune. Feeling like an idiot, I couldn't fathom that my wife would play such a prank on me, especially with another man. Rather than confront them, I allowed the lovebirds to enjoy their time together. As a consequence of their actions, our company had to hire another courier, coincidentally the same hairy guy. Although I wanted to, I refrained from taking any violent actions towards him, as he eventually quit on his own accord. The entire camp was abuzz with the news, and it remains a memorable incident for everyone involved. Interestingly enough, after my wife was transferred to another office, it came to light that she had flirted with almost every male employee, including the married driver who was constantly harassed by her during business trips. Shockingly, no one had informed me about these occurrences out of fear that it would damage our marriage. In the beginning, I tried to numb my pain with alcohol and blamed myself for not giving her enough attention and for having a long maternity leave. However, as I sobered up, I realized that I never truly knew the person I loved. Diana had revealed her true nature, highlighting the importance of being more cautious and observant in relationships.